Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're tuning into another episode of 20 Tim Minutes. I am your host, Tim McCarthy. Today we have on Schizophrenia Activist, who spends her time passionately fighting stigma. She's diagnosed with schizophrenia at the age of 22 after a misdiagnosis of bipolar at the age of 18. May 2015, she founded a mental health-focused clothing brand, Schizophrenic.NYC. It's a brand with the mission of reducing stigma by starting conversations about mental health. Today we have on Michelle Hammer. How the hell are you?
I'm doing good. I'm living life, loving life. You know, the world might be closing down again, so I'm getting used to staying inside again.
I
That's how it
hear you.
is.
We're both New York, Massachusetts. We're getting a lot of it. I feel like all the states is like we're dealing with the shit.
Yes, yes, yes. Not loving it. Not
No,
loving it. But at least it's winter now, so it's fun to stay inside now.
it is, and I feel like last year no one got sick because everyone was wearing a mask. So now we
Yeah,
just got to
now
go back in.
everybody's sick now. It's like Omicron, you have it. Omicron, you have it. Omicron, you have it. Oh, it's deadly straight. Everyone's getting Omicron now. I'm walking by like all the tents for people are getting tested, and I'm like, oh god, mask up, mask up, mask up. Like City MD was like trending the other day because there were just lines to go around City MD to try to get tested for COVID, and I'm like, stay away from City MD.
It's
Jeez.
like all these names are like strands of weed. I feel like I'm like, where are they getting these names?
I know, right? Isn't it supposed to go in order of the Greek alphabet, but they just keep skipping like letters because I don't think it goes like Delta then Omicron.
Yeah, unless they had. See, I don't know. I want to be on. Hey, good coffee. I want to be on the committee that names these things, like hurricanes. Like I want to name a hurricane, and I want to name a strand of weed. Like where is this committee? I want to be on that committee.
There should be a strain of weed called COVID because that shit fucks you up.
Damn, and it'd be $19 a gram. That'd be perfect. All right, let's jump in a little bit. First off, I'm so happy that you're on. I was looking forward to our chat. I've been following you on Instagram and stuff. I think you're a remarkable human with a remarkable story. So let's jump right into it. For those who out there who don't know what it is, what is schizophrenia and how would you describe it to somebody?
What is schizophrenia? Okay. Well, schizophrenia has three main symptoms, and those are positive, negative, and cognitive. Positive symptoms don't necessarily mean it's a good thing. It's an add on to your normal experience, meaning it's hallucinations or delusions. Negative doesn't just mean negative, it means it takes away from you, meaning like you're very like just a loner, you don't really speak, you're very quiet, you don't talk a lot, things like that. And cognitive symptoms are more like your ability to understand directions, to really understand what people are saying to you, to just kind of convey what you're feeling, just your ability to really speak, understand, and comprehend, really. Those are the three main symptoms. And how it affects you in your daily life, and if it's intrusive thoughts, and how well you can really live your life. And it's kind of on a spectrum. Some people have it worse than others. And sometimes, if you just take medicine like I do, it can help you live your life better or worse, depending how the medicine works for you. It's a journey. Meds are a journey, I always say.
They are a big journey. And those names are ridiculous too. Like I'm like, they just put their hand in a Scrabble bag and then just lay it on the table. Like, here's your
Yeah,
medicine.
yeah. I don't know where they get the name for these meds. I have no idea.
We gotta join forces and take them down and stop being the committee of naming anything in the world.
Let's make our own med.
Yes. Yes. I feel like that would be dangerous, but I am definitely down. I'm with you.
Yeah, let's make our own. I think we should do that. We are definitely chemists and scientists, so we're gonna make our own and just call it cure.
Yep. Cure. Just buy it at
Cure.
CVS.
Buy. Cure. Well, like I think anyone can make a supplement. So we could just make a supplement full of baby powder. No, never mind. No, don't do that. We'll make a supplement full of sugar and just call it cure.
That's, I feel like, the best thing to give somebody is a bunch of sugar. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
it's the child cocaine. It just keeps you going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I can't think of a possibly a better idea than that. It's the best idea that I've ever had. Just come up with a ridiculous supplement because anyone can. And I
Disclaimer,
it's the best idea.
disclaimer, Michelle and Tim are not professionals. So take everything with a grain of salt today because we don't want to do any paperwork after this.
Yes. I'm not being serious.
That's the
But
best
if
thing
you
about me.
really do want my cure, I'll make it.
Go to this website.
Cure. Curebymichellehammer.com.
So how would you describe it in your own words? Do you tell people that, like that long thing, or do you try to like break it down for people that in layman's terms?
Oh, well, when people ask me what I experience, I get a lot of delusions and kind of hallucinations. I kind of like when it happens to me, I disassociate. I think I'm somewhere else. I start talking to other people in the room. I might burst into laughter or just start having a conversation with someone who's just not there until somebody like goes, whacks me and they're like, yo, hello, what are you laughing at? Who are you talking to? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing, nothing. What? And then they're like, no, tell me what you were laughing at. It was seemed so funny. And I'm like, listen, if I even told you what I was laughing at, it wouldn't even be funny because it's just what's ever in my head and it's not going to be funny to anyone else. It's just that's how it manifests for me. I just start talking to somebody that's not there. That's what happens to me. People notice it, but in New York, it's very easy to hide because everyone walks down the street with earbuds in and they're on the phone. So
Yeah.
everyone's walking around talking to themselves basically. So it's like the easiest thing to hide. Plus, the mask mandate, no one can see your lips move anymore. You
Wow.
know, and I'm loving the mask mandate. I'm
Schizophrenia
like
in New
the
York
only one
City.
that likes the mask mandate.
That is, I like that. It's a great positive way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Now, these questions, because I've never met anybody with schizophrenia, and I'm very happy that you're talking with me today and being so open. So when you're in that state of like delusion and you're talking to somebody, do you actually see somebody like, or is it just like how would you describe that?
It's almost like I leave reality and I think that I'm somewhere else. Cause like I'm on medicine now. And that's what happens where I'm just kind of like, oh, but before medicine, it was like straight in front of my face. Like I can't concentrate about anything that's over there because in front of my face, I'm talking to all the people that are right here in front of me, blah, 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 blah. But now it's more like over there. And I'm here, but I'm talking over there and I know it's there. And I know that's not real, but it's not like as intrusive as it used to be. I can still like function. But
Yeah.
without medicine, I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't like focus on like what's actually going on in front of me. If something's bothered me, it was that there was a situation of conflict, I couldn't get it away. It wouldn't go away. Now it can stop and it can go away and I can focus on what's actually going on in reality in front of me.
That is so being diagnosed, like how was it as a kid? Because at 18, they thought you had bipolar, which is like another like issue in the mental health is just misdiagnosis. These people go to college and they like learn about all this stuff and maybe no fault of their own because everybody has a different story about them. Is like, did you have these things happen to you when you were like a little girl, or if you have any memories of that?
Um, well, growing up, like starting in like high school and stuff, like I started believing that my mom was trying to kill me. I started thinking everything she did was trying to, sabotage me, hurt me in some way. She noticed all this like behavior, this erratic behavior, and she wanted to get me help. But every time she tried to help me, I thought she was trying to hurt me. So I would not speak at any of these therapy appointments. I was always just stone faced because a lot of the times they say I'm not going to tell your mom anything unless you're going to say that you're either trying to hurt yourself or somebody else. But I was so suicidal, I didn't say anything because I wanted to hurt myself. So I said nothing. Therefore, nothing ever got fixed. Then I went to college. I thought everything was fine. I'm free of my mom because I believe she was trying to hurt me. Everything's fine for a while. And then all of a sudden, I think my roommate's trying to kill me. And then I
Uh,
realized it's me.
and then what was the next step that you brought yourself in, or
I went to the college health center, and in about 15 minutes, they told me I was bipolar.
that's a quick assessment? That's too quick of an assessment.
Mhm.
That's like the fast
A
food of mental health.
checklist. A checklist. Do you ever feel this way? Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Go see the school psychiatrist. Okay.
That's yeah, I feel like that's real dicey. And just did they throw meds at you instantly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened to me in college. They just threw me Prozac and they're like, "Yeah, you just seem sad." I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Oh yeah, I got a Zoloft, which I
Oh,
hated.
yeah, I heard that one's not a good one. It's such a trial. It's like kind of figuring out what type of candy you like as a kid. You're like, "Oh, I hate this shit," and it's like they now it's like adult candy. They try these meds on you. Like these make me want to kill myself even more.
It was awful. It was just so awful. That was not the right med for me. I mean, it might work for other people, but it wasn't the right one for me, and it was just not a good time. It was not a good time whatsoever, and I threw a lot of meds in the garbage, like a lot of them.
Yeah.
I've been on so many different ones, and so many have ended up in the garbage. It takes a really long time to figure out what works. I would say it took about 10 years, honestly.
Yeah, and that's probably not an easy road for anybody. Again, I've never met anyone with schizophrenia. I think your story is so good and you're so open about it, and I like that about you. So when you started to figure that out, how was that feeling? Like when did what was that like moment in that journey that they were like, "Oh, you have schizophrenia," and then how did you feel when you heard that?
Well, when I was first diagnosed with schizophrenia, I was like super bummed out. I was like, oh my God, no one's ever going to love me. I'm going to be alone forever. I don't know what to do. This sucks. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh no, my life is over. And then I decided to go out to dinner with some of my best friends from college, my roommates and stuff. And I'm nervous and I'm talking to them. And then all of a sudden I go, guys, I found that I have schizophrenia. And I swear to God, the conversation went like this. I turned to the right to my friend Kate and she goes, isn't that what you had the whole time? Across the table. That could have not been more obvious. And then I hear, yeah, we told you that. So then I realized if my best friends already knew and didn't care, why do I care about any negative reactions I have from people that I don't really know?
Yeah. That's funny in a way. Like obviously, like we know how to talk about mental health because we deal with it. Is like when I came out with like my thing, it was like bipolar and ADHD. Like, oh yeah, we knew. Like I was like, no one's a doctor, but your friends know you better than like most of your family sometimes. Like your family, you don't show your true self. So when you're out with friends and having that support system, that's great. So being with friends, that must have felt good, right? That they told you.
Mm, yeah. And I guess they thought it was so obvious. I mean, like, maybe I knew the whole time and I was just stigmatizing myself and going, no, 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 I'm just bipolar. No, I'm just bipolar. I don't have schizophrenia because
Yeah.
I thought it was so much worse. And now I know bipolar people who are way like crazier than I am. So I don't really think it's like worse than anything else. It's really how you manage it and what spectrum level you're really on. Because there's actually people with no diagnosis who are crazier than me.
Yeah, that's very true. And that you just said it too is the spectrum is like people don't see that. They think it's just black and white, that whole like DSM-5 thing, which is great and all, but it's like everyone's story is different. Like what works for you might not work for somebody else. Your pills don't work. They work for them. And like people compare. And it's just like that's a whole nother issue with the mental health system is like just the battle. And it's like so hard for everybody.
Yeah.
And I feel like schizophrenia is definitely stigmatized more and there's a big misconception about it. Like they just think you're crazy. Like you're just
Yeah.
like you're crazy, and
Yeah.
you're
Like
not.
sometimes you tell people you have schizophrenia and they're like,
I just I did the same
you
thing you
have
did.
schizophrenia? Are you dangerous? Do you take meds? You have what? What? What?
Do you
What?
have a drop dead Fred friend? You ever seen Drop Dead Fred?
No.
Ah, you got to watch that movie. It's a little girl who has like a made up friend or whatever. So it's like I feel like that was the running joke, but forget that. But no, what is the misconception that you've heard, and what's like the most ridiculous one that you've heard?
Just like if you don't take your medicine, are you really dangerous?
Like
No.
I'm dangerous now.
Right?
That's yeah.
People just think that schizophrenic people are dangerous because if you're watching the 11 o'clock news and you hear a story about someone who has schizophrenia, they usually like hurt a person or people, but you never hear that like story about that person with schizophrenia that woke up in the morning, had some coffee, went to work, came home from work, maybe saw some friends, then went home, had dinner, you know, did some work or more, then went to sleep because, that's not an interesting story.
Right. Went on
You're
a
only going to hear the
podcast.
bad stories because that's what makes the news. Crisis and mental illness is public, wellness and mental illness is private. What makes the news? The scary stories. If you don't share the good stories, then people aren't going to know that there are good, safe, not scary people with schizophrenia. And that's what we're doing right now, sharing the positive, good stories, the fighting stigma, all of that. And that's what this podcast is. And this is not the 11 o'clock news.
That's very true. And the stigma behind mental health is an interesting one because at a young age, and this could happen, I feel like maybe you saw it too. It's like you're with your friends at a young age and you see like a homeless person talking to themselves and you're just like, oh, that person's crazy. But in reality, it's like, you don't know, they might have a mental health. So like a lot of people don't have the benefits of like having a job or a family and stuff, and they end up being homeless and they get stigmatized like that, or like hurting somebody and they're like, oh, they're schizophrenic, but they don't have the help or resources. But it's just like, you can't judge somebody by what you see on the outside. And like, that would be like what kids would do. They would see like a homeless person, like talking to themselves like, oh, he's fucking crazy. He's got schizophrenia. And that, I feel like that's like such as like a turning point for people to learn about it.
It is a big turning point because when you see those people talking to themselves, like by the subway, yelling, screaming, all of that, people say, oh, that person's schizophrenic. Oh, they're crazy. Oh, they're dangerous, all of that. But sometimes those people are just really just coming off a drug bend and they just need more drugs. So it might not even be schizophrenia at
Yep.
all. It's something else. So, you can't just like lump it in and think it's that when it might not really be that. There's this guy that I always see at my pop-up shop that he's always yelling, does anyone have a 5 or a 10, a 5 or a 10? And I'm like, he's really going up in the bills. Like usually people ask for like $1 and he's yelling for a 5 or a 10. And I'm like, wow, but it's obvious this guy is asking for drug money. Like this dude is asking for drug money just by how he's like wandering. I see him all the time at different stoops wandering to go 5 or a 10, 5 or a 10, 5 or a 10. Like, dude, like, come on, man. We know what you're spending it on.
Yeah.
No one's giving you money.
You get like 4 singles. He's not, no, I'm good. I just want 5.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that's so funny. So I saw on your website, I believe you pretty much had a recording of you having an episode.
Mm-hmm.
How was that you wanted to do that, and were you nervous to release that?
Yeah, the whole origination of me recording myself having episodes was that I was trying to explain to my doctor, I can't stop talking to myself. It won't stop. It just won't stop. And he's trying to ask me like, what does it look like? What are you doing? Are you speaking out loud? What are you saying? Who are you talking to? And I was like, I'll record it for you. And then I recorded it and I showed him and then I put it on YouTube. And he's like, you really put this on YouTube? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. And that's just how I did it.
Then you weren't scared at all. You just like, this is it. Did you put it on YouTube in hopes to help somebody out there, or you just put it on there to make it easier for the doctor to watch?
Both.
Yeah.
Just because, look, my schizophrenic episode, I'm not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to myself on my couch.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Do you have a significant other?
Mm-hmm.
How was it for them to deal with it? Because the mental health side, you always forget about the other person. Like my bipolar, I get very like nasty and self-absorbed. So I always forget about like my wife and how she deals with it. Do you ever think about how they deal with it, or like how do they deal with it?
Basically, like I get thrown my medicine in the morning and I go, take your meds, take your meds, take your meds, take them already. But you just take your meds already. Take your meds, take your meds already. Take it, take it, take it. I get that a lot. And then I also, when I'm like having a hallucination and talking to myself, I get whacked a lot. Like, stop. What are you laughing at? Who are you talking to? Tell me who you're talking to. What were you laughing at? Just tell me. Tell me. And that's pretty much it.
That's good. That's a really good and aggressive support system. I love it.
Yes.
Keeping up. That's true love right there. So talking to yourself and they just whack you.
Yeah. Just getting whacked. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Whack. Whack.
So that must be the best way of like the day in the life of making sure you're keeping balance. Is there anything that might happen that it comes back out even though you take meds, or like it's tough to manage on certain days? Is there triggers? Like what's that like?
Triggers are like stress. If I have a lot of things to do, I might get really, really, really stressed out about things, and they just get like really angry and frustrated, which gets annoying. Or if like I see something that really triggers me, I'm like, "Argh," and then they just get angry and frustrated. Really, that's what it is. It comes out when I'm, like I said it like 4 times right now. Like if I'm angry, if I'm frustrated, if I get annoyed, then I just get just mad, just so mad. It comes out.
You have such a good personality and you're very jokey, and I like your sense of humor. So I think that sense of humor keeps me alive. Having a 6 second sense of humor, not being self-deprecating as much, but like kind of making the joke on me helps a lot. Does that help you a lot?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you gotta smile through life. Life's a joke anyway.
Life is a joke. What is life? What
Serious.
is life? And then people are so worried about the afterlife.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
It's like, how about you just let the movie finish?
That's what I'm saying.
Ah, but what about the afterlife? What do you think about it?
I don't know. I think you float up, you just hanging out, and then you learn about new lives that are gonna happen, and you see during this life this will happen, this struggle, this struggle, this struggle. You're like, oh, okay, I'll live that life, and then you come back down and you have no memory of it.
That's pretty cool. I'm always back and forth. I like the idea of going up and being someone's guardian angel, aka like a professional ghost, and just messing with them. Like when like you're by yourself and like maybe you think you're having an episode, but it's just your guardian angel like knocking shit over, trying to talk to you, and you're just like, maybe I have schizophrenia, but it's not. Then I also like the aspect of being reincarnated into something else, which I always find like wicked funny. Like I would love to just be like a house cat or like a golden retriever with a rich white family. Like that's gonna be the life.
I want to be like a bird so I could fly over everything.
Oh, Nelly Furtado, fly like a
Like a
bird.
bird, you only fly away. I don't know when I hold it. I don't know when I don't even know the song.
What
That
about
song is that is such an old song. You referenced like the oldest song. That was her like first song. And I was like in high school. Like, why did you reference the oldest song?
because I don't know, I just love music and I love.
I'm like a bird. Like, what is she doing now, Nelly Furtado?
Um, what is she doing right now?
Nothing. Nothing.
She definitely has like decent money that she doesn't have to work. This is kind of another old song, and I know you listen to it, and this is the smartest song of all time. I don't care what anybody says, and everyone's heard it. If you graduated any sort of school, Vitamin C graduation is the smartest song of all time.
Yes.
The,
I forgot
the
how it goes.
as we go on,
Go on.
we remember
Remember
all the
all
times
the times we
had
together.
together. Yeah.
As our lives
Oh, get it.
change from whatever, we will still be friends
forever.
Dun, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-ba-da-bum, bum, ba, ba-dum, bum, ba-ba-da-bum, ba, ba. Yes,
This is the clip.
And her hair was bright orange. Like,
Yeah.
what is vitamin C doing now?
Doesn't matter. She's making bank. Think about like Spotify or like them playing it at every graduation in the world. I would love to see her check at every graduation.
Do you remember? Oh, you don't live in New York, so you don't have Z100, but they used to play that song, and then they would put in tidbits like graduation from whatever high school. I wanted to
Yeah.
reach out to all the seniors. I love you so much. Good luck at college. I'll miss you as we go on.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Remember all that?
Oh my God. And it's still, that song is still relevant. Like that is the smartest song of all time. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, there was always that other song. I will remember you.
Yeah, but that one's.
Will you remember me? Yeah, that was whack one. That was whack.
Who sings it?
A country person?
Exactly. You don't remember vitamin C. You need your dose of vitamin C every day. I'm telling you.
You need your dose of vitamin C. Vitamin C, if you're listening to this podcast, we want you on it, Vitamin C. Vitamin C, come on this podcast.
We know what? We're going to get in contact with her because not to like say anything bad, but she's not doing anything right now. She's just swimming in cash, like cold hard cash in her
Yeah,
like
yeah. Vitamin C cash.
yeah, imagine having
That
vitamin C cash.
bitch has she has a lifetime supply of orange juice from that goddamn song.
100%. The fact that she didn't come out with her own orange juice is another like she dropped the bag on that one.
Yeah, she could have had her own orange juice.
She
I don't know
might.
why she's not on like she didn't get like her face like sponsored on it or anything like that.
And
She
she's a
should
pretty
have.
she was really pretty too. So I think that came
How
out in like
old is she now?
I don't think she ages. Vitamin C has to
She
be
must
like
be old.
no, I want to say she's no older
40.
than 45.
Yeah, she's not older than 45.
Because
Her
that's
hair is not.
I gotta find this out. I don't care. I'll edit this if I need to. Because this clip is gonna be for the oh, okay, I got her age. What did you say it was?
I thought it was like 40.
Up. She is
45?
49 years old.
Shut up. Oh my god, vitamin C is 49 years old.
She is 49.
Are we just so old right now?
Oh, it
We
says
are
she
so old. We are so old. Wait, how old was she when the graduation song came out though?
see, I remember when it came out. She was in the movie Dracula 2000, and she was in Scary Movie 2, which I don't. That's
She was in Scary Movie 2. I've seen Scary Movie 2 so many times. I do not. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
she's singing the song, I
Yes,
think.
I do remember her in Scary Movie 2 because that's one of my favorite movies. How many have you seen Scary Movie 2?
Yeah. Oh
I've
yeah.
seen, grab my strong hand,
Yeah.
my germs, my germs, my germs, my germs. Or she's like with the two cups and she's like, hello, 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 hello.
That-
This thing is broken.
Yeah, that thing's a classic. But the song came out in 1999. So she was born in
When I was
1970.
okay, in 1999, that's when I graduated elementary school.
Ooh, I graduated middle school.
Oh, you're an old ass.
Yeah. That's why I know the old songs. Oh my God.
I still know that song. I might have been 10, but I know that song.
Oh, everyone knows it. But I love how we just went on a vitamin C tangent. That's phenomenal.
Well,
Let's
vitamin C is important for more than one reason because a vitamin C pill is important and a vitamin C song is important too.
yes, that is correct. And that was brought to you by vitamin C. She's also a Jersey girl. So maybe we can get in touch with her.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe we can get in touch with vitamin C.
It's gonna happen. You know what? It's gonna happen. We're gonna name a strand of weed
Look at that.
vitamin C. And it's gonna be by her.
Yes, that's a very good idea. It's a very good idea. It's going to smell like oranges.
Your clothing company, Schizophrenic.NYC. Tell us a little bit about it.
All right. Schizophrenic.NYC was made by me, a schizophrenic New Yorker, just trying to change the way that New York City sees mental health, especially the mentally ill homeless. Donate a portion of the profits to help them out. It's all about starting that conversation about mental health because the more we talk about it, the less stigma there will be. So I sell shirts that say things like, don't be paranoid, you look great. It's not a delusion, you are incredible. Define normal. I'm mentally ill and I don't kill. And then a bunch of shirts with a play on the Rorschach test on that. It's all about starting a conversation. The more conversations we have about mental health, the less stigma there will be. Let's talk about it, especially in New York, where 1 in 5 New Yorkers has a mental health issue, but nobody talks about it because of all the stigma. If we would just talk about it more, there would be less stigma and more people would be open and free to talk about a mental health issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's my whole thing. Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Normalize mental health. Come on.
You have all these pop-up shops. Have you ever like someone come up to you and be like, "Oh, what is this?" and you literally got to like explain it to them and have them learn?
Oh, definitely. I explain it to many, 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 many people as that's like my spiel all day long when I see somebody really interested. You can tell sometimes who's a customer and who's not a customer. And I talk all day when I'm doing these pop-up shops. I talk and I talk and I talk. And it's New York City, so you never know who's gonna come by.
Yeah.
You never know. because I'm just on the street and I meet some quirky people. I meet interesting people. I meet some great people, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's just getting cold right now, so I can't really pop up at the moment, but it's entertaining, and I've popped up all over in different areas, and where I am right now on 48th and 9th, it's a fun area.
I like New York. I don't know like all the boroughs and like the streets. You guys are very organized, which I like, but I still get lost. Boston is just like they just throw streets together. Um, so you're pretty animated yourself on Instagram. Like you got a good following, and I'm pretty upset that you're not wearing your like signature hat right now.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to put it on.
Now, what is your Instagram handle Schizophrenic NYC?
It's Schizophrenic.NYC.
Oh, don't forget the dot. But go follow her. She has a great look to her. This hat, glasses is just like, that's you. Like, you need to come out with an action figure that is that. Or a bobblehead.
Okay.
All right, deal. I like it.
Sure.
I definitely like the mentally ill.
I saw an ad on Instagram.
Perfect.
No, I think I saw an ad on Instagram to get your own bobblehead.
Well, we just talked about it, so there's going to be more ads on it, so you're welcome.
Oh, great. Yeah, my phone's going to hear that now, and I'm going to see all these bobblehead ads. I love how your phone just does that. One time I was talking to my friend about like her cat, and they're talking about kitty litter, and then all of a sudden my phone's showing me kitty litter ads, and I'm like, really, phone?
Yeah.
What else is my phone really hearing then? Because I can't imagine what my phone. You don't even want to know what my phone hears me talk about ever. Like, it's unreal. It's unreal. The things my phone overhears.
We have to update that saying where it's like, oh, if these walls could talk. It's like, no, if my iPhone could talk, I'd be in jail.
It'd be funny if you were like, I want to murder that bitch, and then your phone shows you gun ads.
Yeah, it's like rope, a shovel, fertilizer. It's like, why am I getting all these? Yeah, and you sell like art as well, like you're a graphic designer. Like you're very busy, which is a benefit, I believe, with mental health. Is like you got to stay busy. Do you agree with that?
I try to stay as busy as possible. I think if I'm busy, that means I am doing well. I mean, I had a good holiday season. I got a bunch of orders. I was very busy. It was stressful. It was just so many different things. I'm waiting on some legging orders to come through, but they said it's okay. They don't need it by Christmas. Thank goodness. And being busy is a good thing. Being busy is a good thing, and I like that. And I'm always busy because the room that I'm in right now is a disgusting mess and that I have to clean up. So that's also something I've got to do. But I try to stay busy just because I think that means that I'm doing something well, right? If people want me on their podcast, I must be doing something right, right?
Oh yeah, you are. I saw you on Instagram and I was like, yep, got to get her on. And you have a great name. I think
Awesome.
Michelle Hammer is it's a good name.
Well, it was always easy, growing up, and there's a substitute and the substitute messes up everybody's name. Never my name.
No. You know who you're getting with
Always
Michelle
had it
Hammer.
easy. Always had it easy. No one ever messes my name up.
And why would they? Why would they? So what's next for you? Do you have any big plans on the horizon?
Well, we were planning to do this mental health comedy show in March, but it seems like that's not going to happen in March because of some shutdowns and stuff. But going forward, there will be a mental health comedy show when it happens, and I was asked to be the host. So that will be really fun when that does go down, when it happens.
I want in.
Just keep your eyes open for the cracking up in a good way mental health comedy night.
I'm in. Get me there.
I will. When it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. We're have to work out logistics just because Omicron's taken over, things are shutting down. But that's what we're gonna do. I'm the host. We're telling some jokes. We're gonna get trained. We're gonna have 5 people with mental illness 5 people with possible mental illness, but they're professionals, and it's supposed to be a funny night, it's fun, whatever. Maybe like 50 seats or something, and I believe the seats are all paid for. But like I said, who knows when it's going to happen now? But it's going to be a great, 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 great time. And like I said, I'm hosting because they
Yeah.
asked me to be the host. And I said, well, as long as I know how to do it, I'll do it because I'll get on stage and just be ridiculous in front of a whole bunch of people. Why not? Just get on stage. Hey, everybody, welcome to Mental Health Comedy Night. It's going to be a great day tonight. There's a bunch of crazy people in here, some sane people, but let's get real. Everyone's crazy. So don't even try to say that you're not.
I legit
I
want
don't
it.
know. I
I
could
will
just
come
pop
out there
off in
for
front
it.
of a room of people.
Yeah, I'm definitely
That would be
good.
amazing. I would love if you would be there.
Oh, 100%. I did a little stand up here and there, so if you need me up there, I'll do it. If you need a 51 seat, I'm there. I'm in.
You are invited. You are invited.
Fuck yeah. I'm Michelle Hammer's +1 guest.
That's right.
That's right. So I usually end with this with all my guests. So Michelle Hammer, you come out to like the stage. You come out to the comedy show, right? You're the host. What theme song is playing when you walk out?
Facts of life.
TV theme.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
I knew I loved you. You're the first person to come out with a TV theme song. I love it.
Is that not the perfect song?
It really is. And I'm going to throw that on my Get Hyped mix on Spotify. They better have it on there.
When I was younger, the Nick at Night, Facts of Life theme song.
Don't even get me started on Nick at Night. I'm a big Munsters fan.
Joe, I love that Joe because she was just the biggest lesbian in the world. I loved her. She was just gay as could be. Yes.
Everyone has to
in the 80s. Do it.
That was that was before it was like like that they had to like hide that almost. So it's like when you see that in the 80s, you're like, hell yeah. Head of the curve.
Yeah. They never made a really big point of it, but there was so much subtext.
Yep, that is true. That is true. The facts of life. The facts of life. That's awesome. I hats off to you with that. I give it to you. I give it to you.
Gotta go to the facts of life. The facts of life.
This has been a big music conversation, which I love music. It's definitely it hits you. It hits you. It opens you up. I love it. Brings people together.
Like songs. Yeah, songs are always stuck in my head for some reason. I listen to a lot of Bette Midler sometimes. That song, like her song "From a Distance."
Yep.
And she's just like, God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. Like what distance? Like 2 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet, 100 feet, 20 feet?
It's 6 feet now if we're going COVID rules.
I don't know. But you know what first gets you paranoid? My first paranoid thing ever was when I was in like temple or Hebrew school or when I was young and they said, God watches you everywhere. And I was like, is God watching me in the bathroom? Is God watching everything I do? And then I'd be walking around my room and maybe I might say something. I'd be like, oh, sorry, God, did you just hear that?
Yeah.
God,
not the best thing to tell someone with schizophrenia.
Is God watching me change?
Oh,
yeah, man. Right. You tell a little girl with schizophrenia that God's watching you. You're like, why is God watching me everywhere? Just saying. You're putting a little paranoia in some kids' heads.
Michelle, what is
Don't get offended. Don't get offended, Jews.
Everyone settle down, all right? All right, Michelle, I want to know 3 things that you're grateful for today, as I think my internet connection is failing me.
3 things I'm grateful for today. I am grateful for my friends and family, and I'm grateful for my support team that I have and my doctor. That's kind of like the same thing as before. And I'm grateful for coffee.
How do you drink your coffee?
I like creamer and coffee.
I do ice black year round.
Why?
Because you don't have all that junk in there, like sugar, creamer. It's like, that's not really that good for you. And just straight black coffee, it's like a Marlboro like cigarette. It hits you. It's like whole milk.
Okay. You know what? Whatever you're into, go for it. That's your jam. It's what you're into. It's your thing. Let it be. Let it be.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate
Whatever you're
that.
into, I accept it, and I accept you. I accept you for having that kind of coffee love.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
My best friend's mom drinks her coffee that way too.
Well, she's legit. That's why. So, cheers to her.
Yeah.
Michelle,
Yes.
I appreciate you
Cheers
so
to
much coming on this show. Schizophrenic.NYC, everyone go check that out. You can find all of Michelle's information in the comments, in the info below. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can obviously see it. Michelle Hammer, thank you so much for chatting with me. I wish you nothing but the best. Let's keep in touch and get me to that show.
Round 1, fight!
All right, I do this with all my guests. I don't know if you saw it, but we do a little game of rock, paper, scissors. I have a little bit of a league. So you're going to be on it. You're going to call it. I'm going to keep my eyes closed so it's fair. I need your hands up in front of the camera. Rock, paper, scissors, then shoot. Throw down what you want, and then we'll see who wins 2 out of 3. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, then shoot.
1-0. Now you did then shoot. So you say you're doing rock, paper, scissors, then shoot?
I don't know. You said then.
That is very true. So yeah, we'll stick with that. Stick with that. I fucked up. I sit corrected. All right, whenever you're ready.
Rock, paper, scissors, then shoot.
Ooh, tie ball game. All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, then shoot.
Oof. All right, 1-1. This is a big match right here. Whenever you're ready.
Rock, paper, scissors, then shoot.
Oh! You win.
You won.
Woo! Good game though. Good game.
I don't really know if that's anything to be proud of.
I know. I don't really have much to be proud of, so I needed that. I lose a
Really
lot.
does. You didn't really win much there.
This podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. If you are feeling suicidal, please dial 911.